seconds left the building.
We can now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency. What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Welcome back, guys. Today, we're diving into what could be the most unpredictable shakeup in global politics, setting off ripples from Washington to New Delhi to Tel Aviv to Riyadh. The world is on edge, alliances are shifting, and it all started with phone calls from Trump. Yes, Trump is back, and this time, he's making moves that are anything but conventional. Now, we're used to US presidents accepting their first congratulatory calls from allies like Canada or the UK. Biden did that back in 2020. But Trump, he's not following the same old script. His first calls? Straight to India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. These weren't just polite greetings. Each call was a statement to the world about his future direction and priorities. His chat with Netanyahu was a clear signal. The two discussed Iran, a shared adversary, and other security threats in the Middle East. Trump's acceptance of Netanyahu's call highlights his strong commitment to Israel's security. Iran's activities and regional influence are top priorities for both leaders, and their renewed connection signals a hard line against threats that Israel faces. With this strategic alignment, Trump is indicating that his new term will see a tighter than ever US-Israel partnership, one with direct implications for the region. Trump's conversation with Modi wasn't just a friendly hello. Sources say both leaders talked about boosting US-India relations, and even threw around phrases like world peace. Is this the beginning of something game-changing? Trump's praise for Modi and India was lavish, calling India a magnificent country and Modi a magnificent man. But flattery aside, the question is, what's the real game plan here? India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, offered some insights on what a Trump-Modi alliance might mean. He highlighted opportunities for India, especially in the wake of shifting global supply chains. A Trump-led US may become India's key partner in bypassing Western-dominated trade networks and investing in new technology partnerships. Trump might even loosen immigration policies that allow skilled Indian talent to work in the US market, a big win for India's tech sector. Let's take a look at what he said.
Minister, so it would be remiss of me not to speak a little bit about the world. And as you say, I do believe something happened yesterday. Just a small thing. Yes. So I think there are probably, to my mind, 4 or 5 important consequences for the relationship and for the business aspect of the relationship. One, there was already a reordering of supply chains, which was taking place. It is very likely that in view of the election results yesterday in the US, that this would accelerate. I'll be very candid with you. I mean, some of it would certainly be somewhat disruptive, but we in India perceive it as an opportunity. Because having kind of missed the manufacturing bus in the 1990s, early 2000s, we do think that this reordering of supply chain gives us a sort of second bite of the apple, and maybe this time around, starting with Apple, we are doing better than we were doing earlier. The second, there will be, in a way, more geopolitical hedging. That what will inevitably happen as a consequence of policies which we can, at least those parts of it we can safely predict, will be many more of us would be seeking more relationships to keep life steady. The third pertains to the digital side, and the digital side now pretty much covers everything. And what has been happening and will continue to intensify is issues about in a way of trust and what accompanies the digital aspect of a product or a service or a technology, I think will come under greater scrutiny. And it will reflect itself in different fields. I mean, we've seen that already in semiconductors, where there's a very conscious attempt at diversification of production, and the drive towards AI will further accelerate this. Digital payment platforms, for example, would become, in a sense, more valuable, but also, which platform to use with whom becomes an important question. A fourth one, to my mind, is mobility of talent and skills, because even as there is a re-globalization or reworking of the current architecture, apart from the technology changes, I think the demographic unevenness of the world is beginning to bite us. That there would be economies where the demand would be high, the talents may not be plentiful, it could be different in other places, and what will happen, in a sense, is already happening, and I can give you some very interesting numbers here, is we will be moving, my guess is perhaps in the next few years, to a much more integrated global workplace. That many countries, and it'll be, to my mind, even a United States under Donald Trump, will make a distinction in immigration and mobility. That for them, economically justified mobility will have to be fostered, while those where the economic value is less or negative will have to be managed. So this is going to be, in fact,
He speaks about opportunities for India with the reordering of supply chains, more rigorous checks on digital and tech partnerships, and a possible friendlier stance on economic immigration policies. With Trump back, India may see more opportunities to become a critical link in supply chains and take advantage of a trade landscape less dominated by the West. But let's turn to Pakistan, because the gloves are coming off. Trump's last term saw him slam Pakistan for what he called its double game, taking American aid while allegedly supporting terror groups. And he wasn't just talking. He cut off military aid, sparking a furious backlash in Pakistan. Under Biden, things warmed up. There was a reset, even a cozy meeting between Biden and Pakistani PM Shehbaz Sharif. But Trump's back, and his hard stance on Pakistan's hypocrisy is very much alive. Pakistan's generals won't be happy about this comeback, and you can bet there's trouble brewing. And now, what about Bangladesh? Trump has already commented on the state of chaos there, expressing concern over attacks on minorities, particularly Hindus. This stands in sharp contrast to Biden's administration, which maintains ties with Bangladeshi figures like Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel laureate and close ally of the Clintons. But Trump has been openly critical of Yunus, signaling a possible chill in U.S.-Bangladesh relations. To add to the mix, Sheikh Hasina, who fled Bangladesh but still calls herself Prime Minister, sent a congratulatory message to Trump, hoping for renewed ties. It's unclear whether Trump will acknowledge her, but one thing's for sure. Bangladesh's interim government is likely facing a tense few months. The implications don't stop here. The Taliban in Afghanistan are cautiously optimistic, hoping that Trump's appetite for unconventional diplomacy might open a new chapter in U.S.-Afghan relations. Let's not forget, Trump struck a deal with the Taliban that eventually led to America's exit from Afghanistan. He has a track record of surprising talks, from North Korea to the Taliban, and it'll be interesting to see if he opens that door again. For the rest of South Asia, things might look very different. Biden was investing in countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, and the Maldives, aiming to spread U.S. influence across the region. But Trump? He's a big picture guy, likely to focus on India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, leaving others on the sidelines unless they bring something valuable to the table. And let's remember, Trump isn't one for filters or red lines. Whether it's offering to mediate the Kashmir issue or mocking India's library project in Afghanistan, he's bound to make headlines. So, where is this all heading? Is a new alliance of Trump, Modi, Netanyahu, and MBS going to shape the future of the East? Drop your thoughts below and stay tuned, because on Geo-Politrick Guy, we're not just watching history, we're breaking it down, piece by piece. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for more geopolitical fireworks.